What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are bringing back in the Shadow Mawile double grass team. So this is going to be a little bit of an update to the Alolan Marowak double grass that we had brought previously, kind of in an attempt to get a lot of the counters of that team, being the Altaria and a few other things on the lead. And Shadow Mawile truly really is just a fire type masked as something else. So you'll be able to see here how it's able to counter a lot of the double grass weaknesses while we bring a team in that doesn't necessarily use Razor Leaf either. So coming right in the battles here, we are starting off with a Deoxys lead. So this team doesn't really truly have a counter to a Deoxys, just because of Deoxys has counter as a fast move hitting the Shiftry pretty hard. So here I am going to try to work up some energy here, switch out, and try to go for the foul play. He is able to get to the Rock Slide first, which isn't really good news for us. We do have to shield that, and is able to swap out to the Tropius. So this is not great for us if it is the Air Slash variant. But here we do see the Razor Leaf, so it's not really going to be able to charge up energy very quickly, as well as hitting Shiftry for less. So here we're actually able to go just back-to-back 2 foul plays and a Razor Leaf to this thing to pressure shields, and he goes ahead and lets it go. We go ahead and try to get for the foul play, but we don't make it, so we're gonna have to go ahead and bring in Mawile back in. And here I decided to go for the power-up punch to try to get a shield out of him, and we were fortunately able to try and get to the second one, and we're able to reach it. At this point I didn't think that he would commit to another shield, and of course he doesn't, but fortunately for us, Ludicolo is able to bubble down before the next Rock Slide. And then with this matchup here, Energy Ball hitting for neutral, and we are just hitting super effective for those bubbles. It would take 2 Rock Slides to take out a Ludicolo, but fortunately we still have a shield. So very comfortably able to get to the next Energy Ball and then close out the game. Even though my opponent has shielded here, we'll be able to bubble down fairly easily. Again, Rock Slide will not be able to take us out, just because of how decently bulky Ludicolo is, but then they opt for the Earthquake anyways, which honestly in that matchup isn't the best play. Trying to go for the double Rock Slide probably would have been a little bit better for him there, if he could have made it. So here is a great example of something that we're wanting to get in the lead, is the Skarmory, as it does counter my backline pretty hard. So I do see an Azumarill here and opt to go for the Ludicolo as opposed to the Shiftry, trying to save it for endgame, because I'm thinking here I saw the Skarmory, I saw the Umbreon, so in the back has to be something that counters an Azumarill, or an Azumarill itself. So I'm trying to save the Shiftry and the Shadow Mawile for that last closer, knowing that I can take out the Skarmory with the Shadow Mawile. And here we are able to hit neutral for decent damage with the Energy Ball. I believe we do lose this matchup, of course, just because of how bulky Umbreon is and how fast the foul plays can hit. So we are bringing in the Shiftry here, and of course able to get to the Leaf Blades very quickly and weather this down. Fortunately in that last matchup for us, we did burn both shields. And of course we were right for this. In comes in the grass, being the Venusaur. And we swapped that with energy, able to save up for that power-up punch earlier, and now our Fire Fangs are hitting for a lot harder. And we do have 2 shields here, so at this point, this is a very comfortably game. I'm able to farm up this Venusaur, Skarmory comes in, and then I'll have another power-up punch ready with the shield as well. And it looks like my opponent called it there, so fortunately for us, we were able to call that last closer correctly and ended up making a play for that. But definitely having a fire type in the lead, I have seen it be quite efficient, just because of the amount of counters we do see to the meta right now. And for those losing leads like that Azumarill, we do have something like this Shiftry, trying to pressure out a counter to it. And of course they bring in the Galarian Stunfisk, which honestly for us is very, very good thing to see on our Shiftry as the counter. Just because of how fast Shiftry can get to these charge moves. So here I'm just going to go ahead and let one Rock Slide through. It won't be able to take us out. And we are able to just spam these Leaf Blades back to back, and which makes Shiftry a very, very strong anti-meta contender to how the Go Battle League is right now. Of course, seeing so many Azumarill and so many Galarian Stunfisk. And it does very, very well to teams that especially run both. So here we're able to hit it again and take out this Galarian Stunfisk, and they bring back in the Azumarill, which is very interesting, because I know whatever is in the back must be very weak. Potentially to even the grass. So we just go ahead and let that go, just because there's not really a point. And in comes a Hypno though. So very, very surprising. At that point, I do work up to the Energy Ball, saving it for that Azumarill, and then swapping out. Do decide to shield the Fire Up Punch here, so that we can try our best to work up to that Iron Head. And of course we are able to land it. And it looks like here that we would have CMP tied, but unfortunately for us, because we are Shadow, our attack stat is very, very high. And we're actually able to survive this and take out the Hypno. Back in comes Azumarill, and then of course we have saved this Energy Ball for endgame. Able to easily clean that up, and that's the game. So good game to my opponent there. Definitely the Hypno at the end with the safe switch was a surprise for me. But with the way that I like to play Shadow Mawile is if it is a neutral matchup, or even for Galarian Stunfisk, I'll generally swap out of the matchup, saving a power-up punch for the endgame for a potential sweep. So here is an example of how this team does a little bit better to work around like an Altaria as opposed to that Alolan Marowak lineup. So here I am going to go for a power-up punch, trying to go for the bait. My opponent unfortunately reads it, so good job to that. At this point I'm trying to go for a second bait, but my opponent again reads it very, very well and is able to counter it. So we are going to go ahead and commit a shield here, swap out, and we do see a Scrafty. So that is pretty bad news for us, being that it is starting to charge up to that power-up punch. I can't bring in Shiftry just because of how much damage it's going to take. But I do need to go ahead and get this Ludicolo out here to try to do some damage to it. These neutral bubbles aren't doing very much, and unfortunately they still have quite a bit of shields. I decided to take this thinking it would do less, but that foul play just hit way too hard. And then of course right now, unfortunately, I have to shield up this power-up punch, but it's not looking good as this Scrafty has built up quite a bit of boosts, and able to just really, really pressure us down with those counters. And then with the Scrafty hitting us in with the power-up punch for game. So very, very great reads, I'm sorry, with that Altaria for those power-up punches back to back, really not committing to shields on either event, and really able to pressure it endgame there. So here we do see the Galarian Stunfisk. So this is a pretty positive lead for us. Here the way I like to play this is either take a Rock Slide on the Mawile, or if they've passed that mark, then try to swap out a Ludicolo and catch an Earthquake. So that was huge there. We were able to soak up all of that energy. And Ludicolo comes in clutch here, is able to make it to that Ice Beam before it gets knocked out, and pressure a shield here. So we are in a very, very positive position. Coming back in with that Mawile and a save to power up punch, we are able to get a boost here. And with that +1 attack, we're just going to shred through this Victory Bell. And also able to load up on quite a bit of energy. So here in comes the Azumarill, and once again, having that Shiftry endgame for this situation is very, very crucial. Do have to shield the Ice Beam just because it's going to do massive damage to the Shiftry, of course. And at this point, it's going to take a lot of damage on that Azumarill with those Leaf Blades. They do swap into the Galarian Stunfisk instead, but at this point we are able to pressure really, really hard with how fast Snarl is charging up energy. Rock Slide comes through, doesn't really knock us out. We are able to farm down with the Snarl, and of course hit the Leaf Blade for game. So this is the updated team for that, with that Shadow Mawile. Excellent closer, and really counters a lot of the grass meta that we're seeing right now. So if you haven't really seen that Alolan Marowak video for that to compare, definitely go check it out. And thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. Tell me what you guys think of this lineup, and remember to drop us a like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.